Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordant and we are back for some more Tyranny. Now, I am still looking for one of the Chronicles here. I got a comment mentioning where one of them might be that I probably missed. So I'm gonna check that out, which I would expect... So we have the one from Bastard's Wound Farm, we have the one from Darkened Hollow, we have the one from the Abyss. We're still missing at least one, I think. And we were told, like I was saying in a comment, about the potential area for one that I am going to try and find. Now, I don't exactly know where this area is. I'll have to just look at the layout of the level and see if it's the same one as being suggested or not. But let's see. And then I was considering just, you know, going over the entire area, searching for more of the side quests and stuff, but yeah, it's this one. But honestly, I think I'm just gonna go and speak with Reef-Talon, because I don't want to spend any more time on this DLC than I need to. And from what I was told, it was supposed to be somewhere around here, I think. Wait, no, not here. Here? I'm trying to go by the map.
No can do.
I might just be being blind. Because right now I am in the Fractured Depths, which is the place where apparently I have not found one yet. So there should be one here, I think. Let me look at this comment again in a second. Okay, I think I got a better notion of where I was being told to look. There it is. Okay, right. There it is. Okay, so... thank you, Mr. Rybuck 5562 for this. Because I was for sure not gonna find this. Found another one. This should be enlightening. Lantry smiles victoriously as he hefts a weighty parchment tome. Ledgers. Oh, so many ledgers. Did you know there was a threefold increase in meat expenditures at Citadel in 424? No wonder I don't recall that here. Let's see here. Syllabus? Syllabi? Plural. I suppose lesson plans are part of the historical record, my painful memories aside. Oh look, multiplication tables, triangle proof, all four of them? And what is Cairo's harem doing in the lesson plan? The term... Oh god, this is long. Cairo's harem has a wide variety of uses, none of which appear to be outright illegal to repeat. According to Bled and Mark, the harem is a condescending term for the thousands of people that become infatuated by the Overlord and offer their lives to the Archon strictly out of blind adoration and loyalty. Such recruits are said to be plucked from the harem. You also know it to be a mathematical problem used in part to teach clerks, census takers, and other stewards in geometric progression. The clerk must plan a multi-week harem rotation involving an outstandingly large number of consorts, slaves, and volunteers, each group progressively larger than the last. The salacious nature of the world problem is, presumably, intended to help the lesson stick. Okay, so lore. Oh, I know that one. Imperial Champion Day 1, 3 top consorts the next day, then the 9 conquered heirs, then 3 nights of 9 concubines each night, then 9 nights of 9 slaves each night. Simple. What the hell? Yes, quite right. Assuming each clutch of mates increases by 3, you have it right. I thought it was just a joke kind of text. 3 times 3 goes to 9, then 3 nines of 9 concubines each, and 9 nines of 9 slaves each night. Okay. This isn't how I recall it. I learned about a harem from a text I purchased back in 38 something. It was never part of our instruction to the school. I mean, most of us knew of the harem and would tell variations of it at parties, but it was never a pedagogical tool. If this is like this, let's take a closer look. Yes. Yes, my thought exactly. While it's true we were connoisseurs of any treaties, never in all my years did I use many of these exercises in my actual lesson plans. I'm probably the biggest Kairos aficionado in all of the Vellum Citadel, and I can say with certainty that these elements of Kairosian math were not standard teaching. I see how minor this detail must seem, but it's a lie all the same. You could correct it. You keep suggesting that, and given my duty to the true accounting of all things, it seems the right move. When we're back at the Spire, the record will be corrected. Okay? With the various scrolls tucked about his bandolier, Lantry feigns collapse under the burden, then says his balance with a smile.
We could continue scrounging the area, but considering the small mountain of parchment I'm carrying, I think we found all we're going to find.
Good. Lantry runs his hand across one of the numerous Chronicle volumes found in your search.
I think I'd like to hear what Lexeme has to say about all of this.
Lexeme, not Lexeme.
I was slow to accept it, but these changes are her doing. She owes me her reasoning.
Mm-hmm. And what are you hoping to hear from her?
An explanation, an apology maybe. I never expected a chronicler to behave like this.
I won't assume to know what she's gonna say. I'm just gonna say, agree, let's go. The old sage looks at you with a pained smile.
My thanks for entertaining this matter. I know it's all old parchment to you, but it feels like nearly half a century of obsession to me. Now, where were we? Yes, ever onward.
Okay, so yeah. At least I had the right idea in the sense that I was missing the one from the Fractured Depths. We do have one Chronicle in each of the areas, but I really think if I had come here again to look for it, I would not have found it if you hadn't told me. So once again, thank you for that, because otherwise this quest would have been left undone. Okay, so with this, we are gonna go back. I'm gonna quick save. We're gonna go... let's see where this takes me. But I want to go and talk to Lexeme, not Lexeme. No, this is not the place. I really don't like teleporter puzzle thingies, man. Just let me go where I want to go. Somehow this is bringing back memories of Pillars of Eternity 2. Where it's the Abyss, right? Where in one of the DLCs there's also like a portal puzzle. The DLC with the Black Dragon. And it's just not very enjoyable. Okay, I think I'm in the right place. Okay, Lexeme. What say you, woman? I am most curious to hear what you think of the ancient paintings in these old walls. Sage Lexeme's eyes gloss over as she briefly slips out of the moment. With a smile of recollection, her senses come back to the present. Yes, Fatebinder. I have the text you wanted me to gather. Thank you, Fatebinder. She bows deeply, her face turning red as she looks toward Lantry. Can you give me like a sigil as a reward? Lies! And the worst kind too! Falsities thrown about a bed of facts! Grains of poison in the rice! You aren't wrong, dear Lantry, but certainly you must understand my endgame. What purpose does a Chronicle serve now? Is it reference? Joyous reading? I may have made a few edits, but I've created something that might save lives. I figured it must have been something of this sort. Lantry, she wanted me, a Fatebinder, to find these texts. Don't you understand? I am not sure what this will do, but... I'll go for it. So you're justifying your lies now? This is not how proper sages behave. Tell the whole story, the good parts and the bad. Is that not our way? Our way ended with Kairos. Our school is gone. I'm but a pale shade of what I used to be. All that we can do with our record is maybe, just maybe, save some lives. If just one person was saved because Tudon's court had some record of Tearsmen showing fealty to Kairos before this war came to pass, what if we saved lives? You would squander every prior act of academic discipline that came before you on the chance of exonerating someone I am sad I have lived to see this day. Consider what Lexeme is saying. It's no guarantee, but Tyranny can be swayed by evidence, and this might help someone. It's not an easy choice, right? Because if we start manipulating history, it's not good. But at the same time, if we can say... I wish I could save lives, but have like a proper record stored away somewhere. So when all of this kind of blows over, we can actually go back to proper history, but... Something like the name of the rose, you know, poisoning the tips of the pages. Okay, but I'm gonna try and go with Lexeme here. The old sage glares at you in silence. You spent all this time building credibility. That credibility can be used in Tyranny's court to help your fellow tearsman. Would you falsify a record to save me? I can see how much he's mean to you. Perhaps the record should speak only the truth. Okay, so would you falsify a record to save me? Only if I could quickly undo such a lie. Yeah. A bluff spoken to a brigand is not a crime, but setting a lie to the permanence of parchment, no. I'm as self-serving as it gets, and even I feel like this principle matters more than a few lives. Generations of sages toiled to make this record right and true. Would you truly squander their life efforts? You speak true, and I cannot say the same. Lexeme cups her face in her hands, wiping away errant tears. If the others knew what I've been doing... Oh, what have I done? Thank you, Cordampt. I apologize for the deceit and half-truths, but by now you must understand my intentions are kind. Since you held your end of the bargain to preserve my text, I submit now to your justice. She drops to one knee. My magic has left me. I have forgotten what it feels like to dream. Please, I think I wish to be free of my regrets. I don't want to kill her. We can kill her, but no. Your sentence to keep living and learn more of your sleepless condition. Perhaps you could help others. Yes. I like this one. I am sworn to the fate by their side, but I will endeavor to return to you if and when I can. Forgive me. I had been readying myself for the end, but if my punishment is to live to help the others sleepless, well, I shall not defy such a merciful ruling. Thank you, Cordampt, for everything. Circular reason. One last thing. Lexeme draws her dagger, gripping it by the blade, and presents its handle forward. I like the magic to make this sing like I once did, and the Bane don't seem to attack me. Better you have this. You say this with such finality. Lantry blinks rapidly before shaking off the sorrow with a pained smile. Such a treasured blade will be used in great deeds. Thank you, Lexeme. Okay, so that quest is done. Apparently, I'm not really sure if we get a choice or a decision in whether we submit the text as she wrote it, or if we submit it as Lantry corrects it. Maybe we don't even have a choice. But let's look at the dagger. If I can find it. Circular reason. I'm actually going to do it here to compare it with what we have on her. So, circular reason. One-handed thrown. Slash damage. Oh, 3 points stolen from a random attribute for 6 seconds. That's not bad. Plus 19 accuracy, but it doesn't have any kind of armor pen. It's an artifact. Rebounding blade. Drawing on the ancient magics of using this dagger, Circular Reason passes effortless through the wielder's enemies only to return to the user by the same path, and potentially through the same enemies. I'm guessing like a line attack. Boomerang. The damage inflicted by this power scales with Circular Reason's renown. This well-balanced throwing knife has a remarkable property of returning to its thrower, an enchantment that could lead to fatal accidents if one is expecting the usual behavior for hurled objects. The blade has passed through 200 years of sages, yet no definitive story of its origin exists. Many of the stories tell of long-lost lovers, tragic vengeance, and most suggest this blade came from the old walls in lands afar. Lantry finds most of these tales ludicrous and insists the blade was someone's ill-conceived attempt at suicide or a gag gift to a beloved rival. After all, the blade is perfectly accurate in its ability to reach the person who threw it and not perfectly accurate in its ability to hit other people. Okay, okay. I do feel like this would be something for Lantry, even though we don't attack that often. Because not having armor pen, having kind of slow damage, or low damage I mean, yeah, it's just not very good, right? We lose on damage, we even lose on accuracy, armor pen, all those things. Yeah, so no. This will be something for Lantry here. And what am I using? Sure. That seems fine to me. Okay, so quest complete. She says nothing else. I'm still curious to see what's gonna happen around this area we haven't seen yet and the guy over there.
Let's be off.
But let's move on to Reef-Talon here because I don't know what else to do, right? Speak to Reef-Talon, and that's basically all we have. Yes, okay. Let's see how this plays out. The beast woman crouches on the chamber floor, tracing her claws aimlessly across the stone tiling. Her icy eyes find yours as she rises to her feet. Okay, it's time for you to return to the wound in one form or another. I don't like the way this is being said, but I have no other option right now. Human will leave this place, nothing to discuss. Leave Reef-Talon to suffer with withered kin. Let finding Reef-Talon fade from memory. Lexeme believes you can learn to control your powers, maybe with some help. Why does Fatebinder trust chirping of human mystic that roams deep dark halls? Reef-Talon has watched Lexeme speak with her own shadow, or sit on damn cold floor to sing to ancient stone. As her eyes follow a trail of cascading dust, a contemplative purr vibrates along the back of her throat. But Fatebinder's goal is wise. Reef-Talon can feel mystic strength in blood. Like ocean storm, Beastwoman's blood is not tame. Will flow like petulant cub. Okay, so we have some new options now. What do you know of the murals in these old walls? How did these powers awaken in you? And what's the alternative? Learn to tame your powers and become more, or wither away these old walls? Let's start with the murals. Can see shapes and shadows telling stories, and know that stories are made with claw and brushed by fur. She sits back on her haunches and gazes towards the blackened ceiling. Well, Reef-Talon does not know, but humans too puny to carve, and doubt at baying paw-paw on walls. How did these powers awaken in you? Beastwoman cannot say for sure. Her hands gesticulate wildly, but for a time no words come out. Ever since coming to this place, Reef-Talon feels hum of magic, but did not feel it until it already happened. Packmate was injured on patrol and Reef-Talon ran to clutch injured whelp. Beastwoman remembers hearing lifeblood from inside dying body and roared it to obey. That's when mending right began to knit flesh. That's when Reef-Talon's shame began. Okay, so yeah, what's the alternative? Learn to tame your powers and become more, or you wither away in these old walls. The Beastwoman snorts defiantly but averts her gaze. Slowly she bobs her head in agreement. Fatebinder is correct. Reef-Talon should not hide or run from strange power, like cowardly pack whelp not fit for breeding. Must learn to dominate mystic strength, just as Alpha controls unruly pack. Is that Lexeme? It is. A deceived Lexeme shuffles into the chamber, interrupting Reef-Talon's moment of self-reflection. Then we agreed. I had a feeling you'd rouse her to action. We should move quickly. My mind wanders and I'll not squander this chance while I still have my wits. If you can't learn to control your magic, you're worthless to the wound. To everyone, do something about it. That's very harsh. I've seen a number of them already. They're fascinating to behold. I think this is the answer to the murals. That's a messed up sequence in dialogue. I'll try this one. Reef-Talon, I believe the ancient paintings in these old walls are the key. Your powers didn't really manifest until you were here in the wound. And you've been down amongst these corridors and murals prior to your powers first manifesting. And if I'm correct, these murals convey magic in a similar fashion to how we sages convey knowledge along parchment. At the very least, there's little harm in testing my hunch. Already this place has changed Reef-Talon, made Beastwoman's touch heal for a moment but sicken forever. With a violent lurch, she slaps herself across the face. Must swim in ancient magics until strong enough to understand, or drowned and no longer a threat. We'll go now. Meet Fatebinder through quickly pad to east. Teleporter, okay. Fatebinder, you may have run across some of these old murals in your time here. Look them over. I'm sure you'll glean some insight that Reef-Talon can put to use. She marks the locations of a few of them on your map. The one Reef-Talon refers to is just through a teleporter down the hallways to the east. We'll await your return there. Okay, we got Penumbra. Awesome game, by the way. This came before Amnesia, Dark Descent. 2 Penumbra games, quite good. I like them a lot. Fatebinder should have Reef-Talon's knife. She draws what must be a small blade to her, but is a proper sword to your hand from her bandolier. I like it. With head bowed, she hands you the weapon. Brought good luck to Reef-Talon in Deep Dark. Will bring good luck to Fatebinder. Also has too much stink of blood from humans Reef-Talon trained to hunt. Much, much better Fatebinder has. Okay. So, if I understand this, we should go about the murals again and then meet her around there. Right? She mentioned important mural in fractured depths. Ah, in the fractured depth. Okay, but we can teleport there. Okay, and what do we get? This looks fancy. Penumbra. Are you an artifact? You are an artifact. Okay, so it's a superior one-handed sword. Deals slashing or piercing, whichever is better. Plus 6 accuracy. It's so weak not having armor pen, dude. Defending. Oh, that's very good. Plus 10 parry for each engaging enemy. On a weapon crit, foe AoE blasts in arcane magic. God damn it. Because this feels good for Verse, but this just feels very good for him, Barik. Very slow, small radius. The primordial blade Penumbra turns its victims' shadows against them, wrapping them in their own darkness and weakening them to the sword's ephemeral edge. The time the targets remain afflicted by this power scales with Penumbra's renown. Your shadow flickers erratically in the wan violet light emitted by this viciously sharp bronze blade, fluctuating between converging about the weapon's length and stretching as if trying to escape its presence. No legend sings of this weapon, yet it bristles with sorcerous energy. The sharpened alloy edge seems insufficient to contain. Perhaps the craftsperson responsible for this sword used techniques long lost to modern smiths, infusing it with a power that may be older than the Archons, the Overlord, or even the old walls he discovered it in. So what? I currently have an iron dagger equipped? For real? I guess I do. I thought I had a sword or like a hammer. So basically I get some extra damage. I can also deal pierce instead of slash, which is useful. It's faster, less recovery, but less accuracy and less armor pen. This is better in every sense except armor pen on Entropy's Rend, but Entropy's Rend also has eroding, right, which steals armor. Oh, this is scouring. Eroding is degenerating, which I forget what it does. But I think I like it. Okay, I'm gonna give it to Barik, try out the parrying effect.
This will serve me well.
Okay. And what does it do? Foe AoE, Shadow's Treachery Affliction for 23 seconds. Increases amount of incoming damage. Ah, I liked it a lot on him then. It also deals... Oh, it's 1 per rest. I really hate the 1 per rest kind of thing. What about you? Yeah, so it's a line effect. Rebounding blade, deals pierce damage and applies bleeding. A little bit underwhelming, but sure. Okay, so let's check out the murals.
I cannot.
to see if we get any kind of new options with them. Do you say something? No. Ah, also importantly, do you now do something? I'm guessing this probably only happens once we finish dealing with Reef-Talon, would be my guess. But yeah, I want to check out the mural. So let's check out the one in Darkened Hollow. Because I do believe there's one there. I think there's a mural everywhere except the Abyss area. At least the areas we've explored. Yeah, this one here. Okay, wait, so I think this is new. The pristine, meticulously ordered stretch of old walls masonry is dramatically interrupted by an integral mural. No, this part we've seen. It's hard to make... Okay. Perhaps you're too sober to see it, but one could see this as a cross-section of the old walls. More artistic image and map, but it seems probable. No, no. Okay, nothing new. That's just something they always say, apparently. Right? Yeah. So, Lantry will always chime in there. So I think that was just an indication to, if you haven't checked out the murals yet, you should, but we have checked them out. So let's go back to the Abyss. Let's find Reef-Talon. There should be another mural, from what I understood, in the Fractured Depths. And if I had to guess... I
cannot.
I would bet that once we're done with that last mural, we're gonna fight Jaspos and Wagstaff with Reef-Talon alongside us, hopefully. Yeah, so she passed this way, she wants us to go there.
Negative, Fate
This was
Binder.
locked before, I think.
Moving cautiously.
Some supplies, okay, I'm gonna quick save again. A quest got updated because I heard the sound.
Huh.
Subterfuge, yeah. Oh, we're here! Where we could not go through before. Alright. Okay, let's first check this out. Oh, hello. Exceptional sigil of cyclical energies. Is this the one that gives us the speed up? Great reduces spell cooldown. It might not be it. That's level 4. Plus 40. I mean, plus 40 might not be that bad. It's still too much. Can we just check this out? I can, for example, handle this one. Not. Yeah, okay. No, no. Am I really going to be using this? I don't think I'm going to be using this, but... I guess for right now, just keep it. They're all very costly. What about you? Oh, you can definitely do this. Not quite. 165, that's also a no, yeah. Okay, I don't really have a lot there. Okay. So now we have everything connected. If we have a fight over here, we at least have a choke point. And honestly, dude, I really expect a fight to happen. So this might be a waste if nothing actually happens, but if it does, then I want to be prepared. It's not like it costs me much anyway. Besides time, I guess. Oops. No. Stay where you are.
Not a problem, boss.
Okay, so you would stay here. You would stay there. And you go and check this out. Click save. What does Fatebinder see in ancient painting? Okay. Reef-Talon stands in solemn silence, observing the paint-stained wall with an intensity normally reserved for potential prey. Nearby, Lexeme scribbles furiously with pen and parchment in hand, shaking her head occasionally to maintain her waning focus. Now, what the hell does this look like? It looks like something... Oh, for sure. It looks like something is opening up, bursting open, and Bane are coming out, right? We would have Scourge, we would have Wisps, and the pink ones, I don't know. Maybe the Malices? The middle before you is of considerable size and detail, stretching to cover a large swath of otherwise unbroken old walls masonry. In it, a beast woman-like figure adopts a dramatic pose. Does it? Okay. Head arched backwards in mid-delivery of a tremendous roar. This is her mouth. The creature's claws have hooked through her own ribs, ripping them apart. Blood and viscera spill forth from her chest along with brightly colored tendrils. At the base, many crouched spectators are painted in shadowy tones. Dude, I cannot see any of that. But, okay. The beast woman finally breaks from her anxious stare. See, Old Wall's ancestors left dire warnings of beastman fate. She rakes her claws violently against the looming mural. Scourge beasts were born of beastwoman in painting. Reef-Talon first feared corrupting power of mystic strength, but now sees that all beastmen may hold corruption deep inside. Okay, so the beast is roaring before onlookers is a warning or a display of victory. Perhaps it's suggesting the Bane you kill become a part of you. Dude, I have no clue. I mean, but yeah, she is roaring before onlookers. So warning or victory? No beastwoman would rip open guts to please crowd. Foolishness is warning. Reef-Talon slaps her fist to the ground to punctuate her point. The sage ceases her scribbling. Reef-Talon may sadly be right. Her tone grows increasingly bitter as she speaks. Her touch did, of course, strip me of all magical facility, and the Bane notoriously fiend for all things magic. Okay. Who is to say that this mural isn't a damning testimonial about her kind and their role in the birth of these abominations? Yeah, that's what I think it is as well. Of course, there are many ways to interpret such vague relics of history. What do you see, Fatebinder? Let's examine the Beastwoman. The colorful twirls pouring from the Beastwoman's wounds seem a bit too stylized to be simply blood and viscera, and details such as eyes and talons on the twirls suggest the spirals of color are Bane. Yep. Whether the Beastwoman is ripping herself open or the Bane are exploding out from within her seems open to interpretation. It looks as if the Beastwoman is releasing the Bane. She leaves through a journal and pauses momentarily upon a passage. I thought this seemed oddly familiar. Did you know that Beastmen are in the habit of consuming friends and foes alike upon death? Not that there's much left of Bane after a fight, granted, but I have observed Woundkin occasionally lapping up Scourge essence. Ugh. Judging by their facial expressions, it was a decision often regretted. No, feel only hatred for Scourge beasts. Need to rip, rend, tear old walls. Prey burns strong in all beastmen. Painting does not make sense. How can Beastwoman give birth to Bane if hunting Bane at the same time? It sure looks like the Beastman is dying. Perhaps it's more akin to a display like the Beastman is showing something. This looks like suicide. Do they ever do something? No. Okay, now I see the arm and the hand ripping open their chests. Yeah, now I see it. I didn't see it before, but now I see it. I'm gonna go with this one. It's more akin to a display, like the Beastman is showing something. A contemplative hum emanates from her chest. What Fatebinder says is possible. Painted Beastwoman stands before others like Prima of Tribe. Powerful. Even with packmates, Reef-Talon must bear fangs and stand tall to quiet impudent whelps. Examine the crouching figures. Now, these I cannot see. Several beastmen have arranged in a line, heads bent at a downward angle, crouched low on all fours. Compared to the Beastwoman featured prominently in the painting, the remaining figures have been drawn in far less detail. Their facial features have been left entirely blank, complicating their interpretation. Okay. The Beastwoman eyes the painted beasts warily. Reef-Talon thinks painted warriors crouch low to strike. Pounce, leap, lunge, quick as scourge beasts pour from dying Prima. Lore. I think the lore option is usually the best one, so I'm going to leave it to last. It's unclear what the beastmen are doing. They could easily be responding with aggression. This seems more likely to be submission on the part of the beastmen. I would think that's the option. This seems too ambiguous to be certain of anything. So I'm going to go for lore. Look at how they're drawn. The beastmen aren't showing their fangs or claws. They aren't being aggressive. Yep. An interesting observation. I'll note it along with the rest of my findings. She purses her lips mid-scribble. The intentions of deceased beastmen artists are difficult to clarify. I can't say this image recalls anything I've seen of the Woundkin or any records I've come across on the subject. Beastmen do tend to go down fighting. Self-destruction is deeply frowned upon in their kind. Examine the Bane. You brush a layer of cumulative dust from the wall to better observe this section. The creatures emerging from the Beastwoman's ribcage appear to be flying out and away in a range of directions. Streaks of purple, blue and red paint have been used to form wispy tendrils with hints of claws embedded in the amorphous shapes. Upon closer examination, the claws appear to be broken. Strange shapes must be Old Walls beasts. Painting must be warding from past tribe. Cannot see any other reason for confusing etching. Perhaps it's an expression of emotion rather than anything literal. The colors we see here can't be coincidental. Blue for wisps, purple for malices, red for scourges. Yes, correct. It's hard to tell if this is literal or abstract depiction, no point in guessing. Lore. Look, the claws and teeth appear broken. This could suggest the Bane have lost their power somehow. I wish I could go for both of these, because this is for sure what's happening here with the colors, but I'm gonna go for the lore option. Ah, clever observation. The Bane lost their power, yeah. I know I'd feel slightly better about birthing a harmless Bane than a full-sized monster, if I had to choose. She sits back on her haunches, watching the mural with a curious tilt of the head. Fatebinder words are true. All island warriors must have strong fangs and claws to defend tribe. A primo with broken fangs cannot lead clan warriors. Scourge beast with broken claws is easy prey. Ancestral painting shows important moment in Old Wall's past. Even strongest prima cannot tear open chest and survive. If Scourge beasts can burst from Beastwoman's chest, perhaps even greater Dark Shadow Brute will rise from Reef-Talon's bones when Beastwoman is dead. So we're going for an alien interpretation. The image isn't reassuring, true, but let's not make any definitive conclusions just yet. Humor me and pretend I'm right, and these murals are like scrolls, symbols that teach. Being here in the wound unlocked something in you, and what if it's just the start of your power? A sudden jolt shakes the ground as Reef-Talon stamps in disapproval. No! Reef-Talon cannot ignore ancestral portents. Mystic strength has already corrupted Woundkin, has corrupted Lexeme. Beastwoman will not risk giving birth to dark terrors. Must first know that deep rumination will not bring harm to Wound. We have athletics, lore and subterfuge options. And generic one, what possible reasons Lexeme have for deceiving you? Sure. So we don't meet this one. I thought I had 67 at least, but I guess not. So, subterfuge. Forget it, Lexeme, it's a lost cause. I think the only mystery left to solve is if she's afraid of understanding her own powers or too stupid to do it. I guess it's like goading her into action. There's also the possibility she's an Archon. No one taught her this magic. By strictest definition, she's manifesting an innate power. Oh! That's... okay, that's possible. An Archon? You think she's... ludicrous. Positing that a beast could rise to the stature of the great general borders on heresy. Oh, I don't know. Big, burly, hairy. You sure Ash isn't a beastman? It's not impossible. I mean, I've heard the Archon of Serpents is a giant talking snake, but I've also heard it just changes into one. Sage Quillborn speculated there have been beastmen with the Exarch's gift, as it were, of having the potential to be Archons, but brutal competition and lack of training keep them from making it in the Chronicle. That could be what's going on here, some sort of latent talent coming to life. I find it an odd coincidence that here is where such powers come to light. If that's true, all the more reason we need to understand this. Enough. Reef-Talon tires of being discussed like meal. If humans think Reef-Talon so powerful, Reef-Talon will listen, but will prove humans wrong in the end. There's more than this painting to inform us, there are others in these depths. Reef-Talon has heard me prattle on about what I've seen, but now we listen to the Fatebinder, Fatebinder. Cordampt. Explore the other paintings and tell us what meanings and portents you infer. Reef-Talon, if you hear out the Fatebinder, that will be the last we ever press on this matter. Okay. I've already taken a long look at them. She shoves impatiently. Speak now, quick, quick. Reef-Talon does not want to stare any longer at foul wall. What has Fatebinder seen in old paint walls? Okay, so I saw a painting that showed a cross-section of the old walls with many different figures entering it, correct? Can you register the click? Thank you. Beastwoman does not care about picture. What meaning did Fatebinder see in message from ancestors? Okay, this I guess is where we can either hit or miss. The old walls like to transform its original inhabitants into bane. It may be that anyone here will meet the same fate. The old walls once had many different inhabitants, but only one tribe of them survived. Your ancestors were likely that tribe. Countless tribes have come to the old walls. All of them met death with the bane lurking down below. I'm gonna go with... I don't actually know what the mural intends to show, because we saw a lot of people coming in and then there was a maze, right? And we saw people kind of lost in the maze, but I don't know enough to... But I'll go for a slight hint of hope that your ancestors were the inhabitants which survived. The sage's eyes widened, the news granting her a surge of energy. Extraordinary, if true. That would also mean Reef-Talon's ancestors had to have left these old walls at some point to wander and become the Mantaborn. Perhaps this is a sort of homecoming. She shoves impatiently. Speak now, quick. Okay, so more. I saw a representation of the old walls being held up by two beastmen. Sounds not to understand what is meant by strange painting. The beastmen have long been stewards of the old walls and they've been facing off against the Bane for a very long time. Probable. Beastmen are meant to fight Bane. Any powers you've gained may be meant to strengthen that. It seems to suggest the Bane and the Beast are both denizens of the old walls, each made of similar magics. I won't go for this one. Although this would kind of play into this option here. They're made of similar things because they burst out of them. These two are kind of the same thing, right? I'll go for this one just because it seems like I'm encouraging her a little bit more. So, Beastmen were meant to fight Bane. Any powers you've gained may be meant to strengthen that. Yes, I remember the one you speak of. She produces a journal from her pockets and hastily flips to a particular page. That's right. One of the Beastmen seemed to look eager. Hungry, one might say, as if for a hunt. The colorful swirls in that mural must have been their way of depicting the Bane. Hunting Bane is good. Reef-Talon is encircled by doubt and riddles on old walls. Sleepless whelps bray and skulk. Corrupting magics flow through Beastwoman's hands. But Reef-Talon does not question urge to kill scourge beasts. Urge is clear and good as full moon during long ocean night. Okay, and finally, I saw a wall with a plethora of different handprints. Prints, yes, that sounds familiar. Tell me, how did you interpret it all? The prints likely show the wide variety of beastmen, warriors, and mystics that patrol these old walls over the ages, because we did see that some were fresher than the other ones, and some of them had like a different type of paint, older one. Many of the prints were formed with essence drawn from the Bane. Those who hunted Bane were changed by their prey. I did not infer this from that. Many of the prints were made with magic, not paint. Beastmen of old wielded incredible powers that probably make your mending rites seem trivial. I mean... I would say both 1 and 3 would be correct, but this one provides more information, right? Because we're telling her that the prints were made with magic, not paint, which we do not say here. Okay? I thought I was just sleep deprived, but I recall seeing some prints that were burned to the wall without pigment or paint. Your theory has merit. The beasts of these old walls had magic enough to warp stone. Who knows what powerful magic they left behind for their cubs? Look, Reef-Talon raises a foot and spreads her toes apart, revealing the thick webbing between them. She's like a duck. Okay. Give me a second, please. I'm back. All beastmen know that each tribe has different traits to help claim chosen lands. Shadowhunter clan has fur as dark as midnight, good for slinking and cowardly battle. Mantaborn have webs in toes for swift deep-sea hunt. She raises her hands, pads facing up. Perhaps power of mending rites came to help Woundkin tame Old Wall's beasts. Fatebinder's words are interesting. Ancient histories and messages have many layers of meaning, like old scent released from freshly dug earth. Reef-Talon turns her attention to the Beastman and Bane immortalized on the wall before you. But what has Fatebinder to say of Beastwoman giving birth to Scourge Beasts? Reef-Talon only sees creation of dark horror. Now this one... this one is... I don't know about this one. This Beastwoman is showing her dominance over bulwarks. I don't know what bulwarks are. And it's not literal self-destruction. It's the unburdening of a warrior's rage. That could work. This is what it looks like. The Beastman and Bane are drawn from the same mystic forces and are inextricably linked. Bane are the Beastman's primary foe, always will be. This is an expression of rage over the endless battle. Again, let me pause the video. I'm gonna check online what bulwarks is supposed to mean, because sometimes I forget if this was mentioned before, and I'm gonna come right back. Okay, so I saw some conflicting information, but it seems like they're second in command to tribes. But if... I don't think it makes sense, man. I think it would make more sense if this just said Bane. This Beastman is showing her dominance over Bane, and it's not literal self-destruction, it's the unburdening of a warrior's rage. Okay, I feel like this is just an incorrect text, and it's supposed to say Bane. If it messes up the dialogue, I'm just gonna quick load and do it again, but choose this one on this option here, because I would like this to say Bane. A thoughtful rumble emanates from the Beastwoman's massive chest. Fatebinder sees with Alpha's eyes. As Fatebinder felt lungs heavy after rending Scourge Beast with claws, Reef-Talon wants to believe Fatebinder's words. So again, they're just talking about Scourge Beast, not about second in command or something like that. Isn't it worth another try to better understand your healing magic? I know this is all very confusing, but the wound still needs you. Humans have yammered like mystic lost in endless trance. Reef-Talon knows nothing more about Wretched Touch, only that Reef-Talon is a curse, a danger to all. The massive Beastwoman shakes her hand, grumbling with discontent. Her gaze keeps shifting from you to Lexeme and back again. Okay, so options. Subterfuge, lore, and athletics. I'm probably gonna go for lore. Generic one is, the truth of the paintings is unknown. Don't let them determine whether you are a danger. A leader should decide for herself. Okay. It's all speculation. For all you know, we're full of lies and misdirection. No. Athletics, we don't know. Subterfuge. Am I to believe that your cowardice holds you back? It's fine if you wish to be a simpering cub. Again, just goading her into action. Lore. What you're seeing is a historical record that makes it clear that the Bane's most hated foe are beastmen. That's what the wound needs. I like this one. She bobs her head reluctantly. Fatebinder is correct. Reef-Talon lives for Old Wall's beast hunt. Mystic Strength clouds Beastwoman's thoughts with doubt, but hunting Scourge beasts does not. Reef-Talon is best hunter in wound and still has many lessons for tribe whelps. Killing Old Wall's beasts cannot be a bad thing, yes? She moves towards the agitated Beastwoman, placing a hand upon her brawny shoulder. You mustn't give in to doubt. Your abilities are no more dangerous than a sharpened blade in the hands of a human child. Untrained, he's just as likely to hurt those he means to protect as his enemies. You must explore your talents further to avoid harm, not abandon them altogether. She listens in silence, still save for the flicker of green flame in her eyes. Slowly, she bobs her head in agreement. Beastwoman saw ancient painting and did not have hope. Believed that sleepless corruption was sign of own darkness. But humans have offered new insight. Reef-Talon does not believe that mending rites can be perfected, but must try for Wound Clan. She chuffs sharply several times in rapid succession. Beastwoman must learn to control Mystic Strength. We'll start now and ponder in presence of old paint walls. Okay, it seems like a successful conversation here. I suppose we get to see the outcome of our choices here as well. After several hours of silent meditation, the Beastwoman slowly rises to her feet. Reef-Talon has finished rumination. When Reef-Talon first healed wounded Kith, felt desperation, fear, but did not wish harm. Only two choices. Reef-Talon tries again without fear, or Reef-Talon gives up forever. We'll always try again. Okay, a wise decision. If you were to master your skill of healing, your tribe would never falter. About time. I'm gonna go just for a wise decision. I don't want to be patronizing here. I had hoped this would come to pass. You mustn't tarry in this foul pit any longer then. Return to the wound and make your presence known. People may fear you, but that will evaporate the moment they realize you are ready to take control of your powers. A pained look comes across her face. I won't be joining you, unfortunately. I can feel my mind decaying with each moment. Soon all this will be but a faded memory. Besides, people won't take kindly to having sleepless shuffling about in the wound, and my presence certainly won't help them accept you. That battle must still be won. Wound will know of sage called Lexeme. Will return and ruminate more by ancient paintings. Perhaps Mystic Strength can tame even dreamless corruption. She turns to face you, her eyes wild with ice blue color. Beastwoman will climb to surface and face Woundkin again. We'll look for Fatebinder on brood grounds. Okay. Am I gonna get ambushed by... I have much to contemplate. If you need me, I'll be down here. That sound was just a buff on Baric fading. Okay, and I guess we do not... Oh! We did not find the murals of the fracture... Oh, okay, we did. Meet up with Mel. Okay. I was expecting a fight here with Jaspos and Wagstaff, but I guess not. We've done this. We've done that. Okay, what else? Nothing. So, meet up with Mel is currently our only quest down here. And I think I am actually going to end the episode here, my friends. Because I am still feeling like if I start wandering around, I am going to be fighting Jaspos and Wagstaff. I am surprised I have not yet, received a way to access the places I haven't been able to go to, like this area here. Or to kill the other Havoc-like beast, but I'm thinking that will come after we deal with Reef-Talon upstairs and Mel. Dude, I cannot see this as a Beastwoman, and I cannot see the people down looking up at her. But yeah, we can see the arms ripping open the chest. Arm, hand, and then the bane spewing out. Okay, well, I will say this was a a much more interesting section of this DLC. I was starting to get a little bit tired of the DLC as a whole, but this kind of motivated me to keep going with it. So yeah, definitely next episode we're going to explore what Mel has to say. We're going to see what's happening upstairs, if we're going to fight Jaspos and Wagstaff, or if they will just kind of surrender to the control of Reef-Talon. We're going to find out together. For now, my friends, this is it. As always, I want to thank you all for being here with me on the channel, watching some Tyranny. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Questions, suggestions, if you want to share your own insight on the paintings and, you know, what to do with Reef-Talon and all that, leave a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing for more. Many more videos coming out soon. It is also a free and easy way to support the channel. I hope to see you all in the next episode, and until then, stay safe, everyone.